Okay, we are live. Hey, Corey, good to see you. Monita, good to see you. Uh, Good to see everybody. Welcome to tonight's late night live. Um, Tried to get it a little sooner, but work has a funny thing of keeping me up late. Uh, yeah, I enjoyed my vacation, Monita. Yeah, I did. Uh, Sometimes it's just nice to get away for I don't know, a night or two and just but I love making videos and I love doing lives too, so you know, it's a vacation, but then, I just feel the urge to do it. Hey, cocoa beans. Um, but I had it was a couple nights I had off where I didn't have to worry about nothing and just came home and me and Sandy just, lay down on the couch, watched TV together and, just kicked back, had a nice time. Um, because sometimes it gets draining, especially when you're tired, and then you then things get to you a little more than they should. When you're haven't got a lot of rest, and I was pretty much going on fumes. Uh, yeah, I'm doing fine. I'm doing real good. Um, had a good couple of days. Um, was able to drop that video, and it seems like people liked the last video I did, and that's good. Um, you know, and I want to kind of hit on what I did on my last video, and I want to talk about something. And I want to talk about investment in the black woman. Okay, there is a movement going on right now, whether you know it or not. It's like a shadow movement. Okay, interracial, relationships are growing, and there's a lot of white men, Asian, Hispanic men that are seeking out black women. Okay, now, it's not like thousands are coming into the neighborhood looking for a wife, but the numbers are growing more and more each day. And more and more white men out there are showing their love for black women. Okay, we're seeing it. It's gradually popping up here and there. And to me, I look at it as a movement because men like me are investors. Okay, and what I mean by that, okay, when it comes to dating and marriage, okay, we're investors. Okay. Hey Mark, how's it going? And we invest, guys like me have a preference for black women, right? And we're the investor. And what the investor is someone that invests in the woman that he loves, in the woman that he wants to be with. Okay. And I'm not talking if you're dating interracially, that don't make you an investor. If you're it's someone that wants the full deal, someone that wants you to be his wife. That is an investor. Okay, i.e. investment. And what that is okay, let me get this guy out of here, get this troll out of here. All right, you're blocked, troll. Okay. um what an investor is someone that has a preference for black women. That's totally investing in the black woman. Okay. And, I put that term out there, but it makes sense because you're investing your heart, you're investing all your love, your wants, your desires. Um, you're investing your life. You're providing for that woman. And, whether it comes from love, emotion, uh, financial, that's what your investment is. And the biggest investment you could make, the most important, is not an investment in money. It's an investment in a wife. Because you find a good wife, you find a good thing. Okay. And I see men out there that like black women that are attracted, but the investor is above and beyond. The investor is the one that truly loves you. The investor wants you in his life. The investor ain't just looking to see what it's like to be with you. He ain't just, having desires for you. He wants you, all of you. That is an investor. And right now, it's happening. And people will say, "Well, what do you mean?" Well, look at the stats. It's happening. And right now, millennials are kicking in the door when it comes to this. There's a movement going on. Now, I think I'm kind of going to go in on white men for a minute because a lot of us will date and marry black women, but not a lot of us, go out and say it. Not a lot of it. A lot of white men are timid. They won't go out and just say they love black women. And if you're in a relationship with a black woman and you're not making it, you're not putting it out there that you love and cherish black women, to me, you're wrong. You know, and I think it should be said more. And I come out here and I'll make videos and I'll tell you how much I love my wife and how much I love and respect black women, and I do. And I'm not afraid to say it. And why would I? I mean, black women are amazing. Black women are beautiful. They're doing amazing things. And in my opinion, a lot of times they're not getting the credit they deserve. Period. Why is that? What? That they're not getting the credit they deserve? I don't know. I don't know what's wrong with people. Um, and I don't know why white guys don't just. I guess they just want to be left alone and live their life. But you know what? It comes a time we got to say, what we love. And if you love black women, why wouldn't you say it? Why wouldn't you profess your love? You should. There's enough people out there attacking black women. Why can't there be us guys that love black women, that want to be with black women, that are married to black women, or even those that are dating them? Why can't you come out and say it? Why can't there be more channels? Now there's channels out there that white men talk about they love black women, and it's great and wonderful. But what about the investment channels? What about the ones that want the black woman for their wife? Not just being attracted, not just having relations, but actually building a family together, getting married together, you know? And and the best investment there is the black woman when you're dating. If you look at statistically, if you break it down in each category. Now you can't just say one woman's better than the other because that's not the case. But if you look at collectively by statistics, um, black women are leading the way in so many areas. And so if I'm looking at it logically, that's the best investment. And it's the best investment, black woman's a better investment than me marrying a white woman. Yes, I said it. And I don't hate white women. Don't get me no, I'm not attacking, okay? But from what I've seen in my experiences and the data I've looked at, black women is the best choice. So why not invest in that? And I just think white men need to stand up and stand. If you're in a relationship with a black woman, you need to, stand up for them. Make it public what your feelings are. Why hide it? You know? Yeah, and I know a lot of them don't because they're going to get backlash. But so what? What are they going to do? Tell you they're against it? Okay. Make some insulting comments. Tell you to stay in your own area with your own kind, all that crap. Just give them the finger and just, you know what? I'm a free thinking individual. I'm choosing my own path. And yes, I'm going for the black woman, the best choice, the most beautiful. And if you don't like it, I just give you the finger and go about my business. But black women are the best choice. And you know, there should be more white men, more Hispanic, Asian, come out and say it. You know, there should be all kinds of channels coming out expressing how much we love black women because they're out there, but I guess they don't want to be vocal. Don't want no no backlash. Don't want no one going in on you. Don't want the rude comments. Don't want the trolls. You know, but why not? I mean, you know, it, all this backlash and all this crap that goes on, and people attacking people for opening up their options and dating out that women have to endure all the time. If us as men stood up to these clowns and just professed our love and just said, "Hey, we're doing do our own thing," then maybe women out there wouldn't. Maybe it would put this thing to bed. Maybe it become more of a norm where people can go out, date, and marry out as they wish, which they can, but without hate, without people coming in on them, without, being shamed for it, without being told they're a sellout, without being told that, you know, you're betraying your people and this and that. And I'm going to tell you right now, society's all jacked up, and for quality people to get together, to have relationships, sometimes you have to date out. Sometimes you got to marry out. And you'll find you got quality people in different groups. So why not do it? And we can go in racial groups and we can break it down statistically and all this stuff, right? And I've seen people do it. I've seen white people, black people do it. And, you know, you look at the marriage rate when it comes to white people, okay, I guess the most they get married, right? But our marriages more than half fail. Okay, so we're really not doing that good. You look in the black community, right? More men are dating and marrying out than women. Okay, so it creates an imbalance. And then you got 1 out of 4, I guess that's the stats, 25 to 30% of black women will get married within their group. But yet, you're going to shame the woman for doing that. Why don't they flip that, you know, to make it 3 out of 4 black women get married? Why not change that dynamic? And then why not in my group, our marriage rate, instead of being below 50%, be like 80%? In a perfect world, we do that. And if we had true love for people, we would why wouldn't you want women to be happy and live their life and be able to get married and have a family? But you're more concerned of the race they're with? You'd rather have her go with someone or not be able to get married, just date her whole life? I mean, seriously, this thing is all silly. It's crazy. It makes no sense. You know, open up your options, everybody. And this stuff out there. Oh well, we're going to change. We're not going to look like we used to. We're diluting our race. I tell you something. We all came from the same place. And you know what? There ain't one person that's a pure whatever. Okay? Man has been going all over the world procreating. Okay? And it's not going to stop. To me, I don't care what my kids look like. The only thing I care about is they're happy, successful, and good people. That's it. But we're all caught up in this stuff where us against them, and we gotta stay with our own because we look alike. And why don't we just go with who makes us happy? Why don't we invest? Guys out there, I know there's a lot of you men that are dating black women, that are married to black women. that are crazy for black women, attracted to black women. Invest. Invest and be proud of your decision. Tell people, tell black women they're beautiful. Why not? I do it all the time. I mean, I don't just go up and say, "Hey, you're beautiful," but I show them respect, and I will in a nice way say, "Yeah, you look nice. Why not?" Black women are the most beautiful. I believe that. Okay, we all have our preferences. Nothing wrong with that. And us as men, we need to fix this. And if our so-called our women, regardless of the race, if they look like us and they date a man that don't look like us, let them do it and show them love and respect and wish the best for them. Say a prayer for them. Let them go. You know, don't hold on to this crap. We got too many problems, us against them, and worrying about who's dating who. I mean, because I'm telling you, I've always chased after black women. That's who I wanted to be with. That's who I was attracted to. And black women showed me love. They did. And my eyes are open. And I see the truth. But the problem is we can't let people live their lives because they don't look like us. So they're betraying us. Really? How are they betraying you? Most of the people that complain don't even know these people. I've gotten hate just showing a video of me and my wife. What? Really? And these people don't even know us. Isn't that in 2022? I know people ain't going to be banging down the door and all this, but we're still showing hate. We're still, but we need to invest, guys. We need to go out there and uplift black women. You know, if and I was listening to Joe's show earlier, and he was saying that if you have a platform or something, tell black women they're beautiful, lift them up, and especially those of you that are dating them, having relationships, marrying them. Why wouldn't you stand up for the woman in your life, the one woman that's above every woman on earth to you, right? I think we need to promote this investment thing. We need to invest. I know they got different terms: swirling, divestment. Uh, no, I'm going to call it investment because men like me want to be with black women. You know, that's where my investment is. My wife Sandy, I invested in her. I married her. I go to work to take care of her, to provide for her. That's my investment. That's where my heart is, that's where my love is, that's where my desires are. That's that's everything. That's my investment. And you guys that are just dating black women, you're not an investor. I mean, you might be an entry level investor, but once you invest all, that's when you're the investor. And I like to see men out there that invest in black women, that really love them, that are marrying them, having families with them. That's a beautiful thing. And those of you that just want to experience black women, you need to go away. You need to go somewhere else because investment's not for you. Investment's not. Investment's not a. It's not a fad. It's not something that's trending. Investment's a way of life. You're seeking out a woman that is not in your group. You're seeking out the black woman because you believe that's the best choice. You believe that's the best investment. And I'm looking out, I made the best investment, and my life proves it. And I just love these people to come out there saying swirling gone wrong and look at my life. Find what's going on. I mean, me and my wife ain't perfect people, but we made it work. We went the distance. But we can find failure in any group when it comes to marriage, any group, any racial group. Yeah, and interracial groups too. That's why we got to vet. That's why when we do invest, we got to know what we're investing in. But investment is going all in. That's you're investing. Yeah, politics. Yeah, it does affect those that are seeking to date black women. And I'm telling you, a lot of white guys and other men will date black women, but they're kind of on the down low. They don't go out and just say it to the whole world. Why not? I just wonder about that. You know, and I've gotten trolls that say, okay, well, why do you have to make videos about your interracial marriage? Why do you guys that are in an interracial marriage got to do that? Why do you got to do that? Why? Because we want to. Why? Because we should. Why not? We should do that. When I talk about black women, how I feel, why shouldn't I say that? Why do I got to keep that suppressed and hidden? That to me makes no sense, but we're doing it. We're doing it all over. And the numbers are increasing. And this is what frustrates me, right? Interracial marriages with black women are increasing every day, right? I see it around town. I see it so much, and me and my wife walking around, we'll be at the mall or going out to eat dinner and we'll see them. Most of them are younger people than us. Most of them are like millennials, and it's all over. Back in the day when me and my wife were dating and when we first got married, it was like we kind of stood out, like it was different. Now it's a common thing, but we're not supposed to talk about it. We're supposed to keep it hidden. I've had women tell me, you know, I do date out, but I keep it on the down low. And I know why they do, because they get some hate, they get shamed, and people go in on them. I get it. But us as men shouldn't hide it. Period. End of story. That's what I believe. And heck with what anybody thinks. Since when do you live your life according to someone else? You know? And if black women's your preference, like black women's my preference, I'm going to compete for the black woman, and I did. And why shouldn't I? And another man don't think I should do it? Well, compete and show that you're the better option. Otherwise, you know, go somewhere. There's another troll. Okay, trolls. Robot trolls are coming in. But you know, I think we should. When people ask me, why do you talk about black women so much? And I'm gonna tell you a story. I was at work, right? In the last video I made, one of the guys I work with, right, is a black guy. He asked me this. He says, I seen your videos, and you talk like black women walk on water. And he says, why do you do that? And I said, well, first of all, I never said black women walk on water. That's impossible. But I will tell you this: black women are so amazing. If there was a possible way to do it, they'd figure it out. And he just walked and shook his head. But why is that even a conversation? So what? Now I feel like I gotta praise black women more, that I gotta talk about them more. I feel it's more necessary. The people are so, I don't know, I feel some kind of weird way when I do this, I guess. They don't like it, or I don't know. I don't know what's going on. It makes no sense to me. But hey, black women are amazing. They don't work on water, but if they could, they figure it out. And that was my answer. Like, but I mean, he wasn't yelling at me, or it wasn't, but obviously he don't agree with what I'm doing. But and but you know, invest, invest. If you're attracted to black women, you love them, invest in them. Why? And if you do, why keep it on the down low? Why keep it hidden? It's really stressful. Yeah, and stereotypes. Don't buy in those stereotypes. We all have them. We see them. And you know what's so weird? It seems like I get more backlash when I praise black women. It seems like more people question it or want to know why I'm doing it. Maybe not so much going in on me, but they want to know why I did it. Why I feel the way I do. Well, why not? If that's where my heart is, if that's who I love, why wouldn't I why I don't know. It just blows my mind. Why wouldn't you uplift someone you love? I love my wife. I give her praise all the time cuz I love her. I think she's awesome. And black women, I have love and respect for you. I think you're awesome. And I'd like to see black women succeed and do great things. And I have been seeing it. And it's amazing. And you know what? If Goldman Sachs can invest in black women, why wouldn't we? I'm just saying. And marriage is the biggest investment of your life. I don't know. I invested, and I'm reaping the rewards. You know, but anyway, I just had to get that little rant out there. But you know, investment. Push that. Push that word. Investment makes sense, don't it? If a man marries a woman, isn't that what he's doing? Is investing? And see, unlike divestment, we're investing. We're not leaving our neighborhood, you might say. If that's what divestment is. I better stop trying to understand. But I think that's what it is. But investment, we need to push that. We need to share that. Investment. Guys, especially you, invest. Put it out there. You got a platform, talk about it. Talk about black women, how beautiful and amazing they are. You know, those of you in successful relationships, you ought to be telling the world about, telling everybody how you made it work. What the amazing things that black women do. You know, I mean, black women are amazing with you know, with the assets that they have compared to everybody else. They're doing far more with far less. You know, hey, Mocha Mommy, go and watch those Cowboys play Oh yeah, that's why I'm wearing my Cowboys jersey. Um, Tomorrow they play the 49ers, so either I'm going to be in a good mood or a bad mood, depending on what goes on. I think if the Cowboys play their game, they'll win. Now, if they do crazy, weird stuff, you know, um, but that's my team, and they got the talent to do it. They just need to do it. But we'll see what happens. Um, but anyway, I'm not going to talk too much about football. But invest. Push the narrative. Invest. Maybe we can spread it with other media sources. Put that word out there. Investment. Guys, we're investors. Okay? And that's what investment means, I'm telling you. Investment is the man that's investing in the black woman. And it could be a white guy, it could be an Asian guy, it could be a Hispanic guy, Middle Eastern guy, whatever. He's investing in the black woman because he believes that's the best option. And that's what I did. And I got the best option. Um, so maybe we can push that. We need to push investment. And you know what we need to push too? If it be possible, is more men speaking out about black women, uplifting black women. And I'm going to tell you, you know how you uplift black women? It's real easy. Just tell the truth. Just tell the truth. I vest and divest. Yeah, you want to divest? I'll invest. We'll make a deal. We'll be the power couple. Those can go together. They really can. And nobody should get mad at you for doing that. Because there's an imbalance with men and women. There's an imbalance when it comes to marriage. There's an imbalance. And ladies, I'm not telling anybody where to go date or where to go, but think about it. If you're in a box that has men and women, and there's a lot more women than men, who has to have the higher standards? The women do, right? Because they got to compete because there's less men. So the men don't have to do as much work. So guess what? You don't get as good of a product. And that's any group of men. You slant the stats like that so uneven, the one that has less is going to have the better option. You can have some mediocre guy get a awesome high quality woman. I mean, seriously. Because if there's more of you and less of them, you're competing. They're not. Just be honest. And that's why they can tell you you need to lower your options because they got you. But if your options are open, guess what? You got more options to choose from. And guess what? Even if you want to stay in that box, you're going to have better options because women, men opening up your options, you got an ocean of people. You want to go to the studio and make a divest song? Yeah, I need. If you see my channel, I changed the name. Well, I changed it a couple times. I got it started out with Roadrunner 89, right? And I told you guys what it stood for. The Roadrunner being the state bird. The Roadrunner it is a bird that mates with one female his whole life. And I look at it like marriage. I have one wife for my whole life. And the Roadrunner is my state bird. Where I live, they're naturally where I live, so it represents where I live, and it represents the character of my family. We get married, and one time, one wife, the rest of my life, right? Well, the Roadrunner mates with one female its whole life. It don't mate with multiple other birds, just one, and that's true. And actually, the male helps the female uh, build the nest and take care of the eggs till it hatches and they have babies. But it's pretty amazing bird. It really is. And seems like a spiritual thing. So that's why I chose that name. Um and then network, I threw network in there because I believe to be successful, you got to network, whether it's seeking employment, dating people, of course, finding a good wife, husband. You get in your friendship circle and you network. You know people that know people, and like that. I got my job from networking. I did. And I've gotten other people jobs by networking, you know? And that's how it works. And especially dating, that's a good idea. Cuz when you become friends, and you should be friends before you get in a relationship, you know, that's the foundation. You become friends. And then it, builds into something else, and then it takes off. You know, you don't just jump in and date right away and get intimate right off the bat. No, you become friends, you date, and then later on you're in love, you get married, and then your relationship grows, and then you have a family, and then and then it should repeat the cycle. You have children, they go out, leave their mom and dad, have their own families, get married and kids, and so on. But we don't do that anymore. A lot of people, they date their whole life. Not because they don't have a choice, but because they don't want to get married. They don't want the responsibility. We're living in a pumping up society. We really are. And it's sad because people believe that's the way it is. They, look at the movies, look at society, what they tell us. When you meet somebody and you start dating, they jump in and have sexual relations right away. That's not how it's supposed to be, not biblically. You're supposed to build a relationship, get married, and all that intimate stuff comes later. And it's so much better when you're with someone you love, when you're doing it God's way, doing it the right way. You know? Yeah, the nuclear family, that's what we're supposed to do. But unfortunately, a lot of people ain't doing that. But, I think we need to push this investment movement. And it's a movement, it's happening. There are men seeking out black women to be their wives. And that's an investor. And that's the man you want for the relationship because he wants you. He wants to be with you. He wants you in his life. When I say I love black women, I do. And that's why I'm with my wife. That was my choice. I actually prayed to God to bring me a black wife. I did. Because that's where my heart was. And guess what? That's who I'm married to. I invested. And now I'm living the life. I'm living a good life. And I'm blessed for it. You know? But, open up the option. I say everybody should. I don't care if it's men, women, whatever the race is. Open up your option because you know what? You get more of a variety. You get the best man for the job, best woman for the job. Okay. Um, and you go from a little pond where you don't have much to choose from because you're the majority to having an ocean where the sky's the limit. And you know what? Who you marry and fall in love with might not look like you, might not have the same skin tone as you, and that's okay. As long as that person loves you with all their heart, that's what you want. That's what we need. Invest. Invest, invest, invest. Push that. I we'll see how far it goes. I wonder if other people start talking about investment. You know? But I want to push that theme because I think it's important. It's happening right now. There is a movement. There ain't, there might not be people going online vocally talking about it, but it's there. And I think we should talk about it. Where do we find the investors? Well, you can find them in different areas. I would say the investor is a traditional guy usually. You can find them in churches. Maybe where they work, employment, your circle of friends. They're not going to come out and say, "Hey, I'm an investor. I love black women. Will you date me?" It's not going to work like that. But they're around. They're out there. But the investor, unfortunately, is kind of in stealth mode. He ain't going out there announcing what he's doing. I do. I announce. I talk about it all the time. I'm an investor. And yes, my wife's black. And yes, black women are the most beautiful women on earth. They're the best choice. And I tell the world that. Anybody could go online and see me saying that. So why don't more men do that? Why not? Maybe we could put this stigma to bed to where, less people get hate for dating out or marrying out. Because you know what? Regardless of what anybody thinks, regardless of where they stand on this issue, you know what? It's going to happen. It's a natural thing. Men and women are attracted to each other. And this bull crap of, Oh, well, it's unnatural to be attracted to someone outside your race is a bunch of crap. You can't tell me that you put a woman out there that's very attractive of any race and men ain't going, look, come on now. Men too to women. So this crap that it's unnatural to be attracted to someone outside your race is garbage. It's a lie. It's just a way to get you believing that you're supposed to stay in your own little group, stay in your box. Yeah, it's a trick of the devil. Yeah, you know, you love who you love, and you should have the right, the freedom to be with whoever you want without any flack, and nobody should have a problem unless that person's treating you bad or abusing you. Then yeah, that's a problem. But if they treat you well and love you, nobody should have a problem with that. You know. So I mean, you can men and women are attracted to each other. It don't matter what race they're from. And you know what the problem is? You know why more people don't date and marry out and open up their options? It's because they're scared to get out of their comfort zone. They're scared to go out there and see what this other group is like. I know some men that would love to date black women, but they're like, oh man, I don't know what's it like. I always wanted to, but I don't know how. How would the family treat me? They're scared. Who cares how they treat you? That's who you want to be with. You know, and you know what? It's your choice, and go with your choice, and give the world the finger. Say, okay, world, whatever. I'm doing my own thing. You don't like it? That's your problem. And choose your own path. Go your own way. And then and I don't care if your friends don't like it. That's their problem. And if they're trying to stop you from opening up your options, they're not really friends. They just want you to be like they think you should be. A true friend will want you to be happy regardless of who you're with. And you know what? And here's my thing. My wife was my choice. My wife is the one I wanted to be my wife. And I don't care what friend I had that didn't like it. I don't care what family member didn't like it. It don't matter if it's my mom and dad or anybody in my family. That's my choice. That's where I'm going. You know, Fortunately, I was blessed and my family didn't give me no problems. So, I was blessed in that way. Not everybody is. A lot of people have to deal with family issues. And, I had some so called friends that said, don't do it. You're going to get hurt and it ain't going to work. Those things don't work. Well, here I am 27 years later, still married. My kids are adults now, have grandkids now, and they're the ones that their relationships are garbage. They're the ones that's been married over and over and over and over, and they played it safe. They stayed within their race, and their relationships are garbage. So I'm glad I didn't play it safe. I'm glad that I didn't care what this idiot over here thought. You know, I made my own choice, and I'm benefiting. And you know what? I know a lot of people that are married to black women, and a lot of them have great relationships, great marriages. It works. How many of your wife's family members? Sorry, I'm missing questions. I'm just getting carried away. Okay. How many of your wife's family members have you helped fight white supremacy? How many of my wife's family members I helped fight white supremacy? What do you mean by like I've never had them ask me to help them fight white supremacy. I think you fight white supremacy by loving each other. I think you fight white supremacy by doing the right thing. I'm not around white supremacy. Some would argue and say, well, all white people are white supremacists. No. I don't even understand that question. I mean, I've never dealt with racism in a big way to where this guy isn't an ally. Oh, okay, whatever. So what do I got to do to be an ally? Tell me, fix your mask. What? Who came with that term, white supremacy? Oh, there's supremacists in every racial group that believes their racial group is better or superior to another group of people. That's what a supremacist is. White supremacy is just white people that think they're better than everybody else. Yeah, he is a troll. Hey, yo, mask, fix your mask and ask me a real question. You ain't allied to any group of people. Crazy. I'm going to show you the door. How about that? See ya. Fix your mask on the way out. The troll. Yeah. I wonder if he's a robot troll. Yeah, but see, like that, he wants to knock me off my message. Tell me, how do I fight white supremacy? How do I help my wife's family fight white supremacy? All right, tell me how I'm supposed to do that. Really? That's just some dumb crap people want to throw out there to knock you off your game. It's just like when I talk about dating out. Some people come in there, well, what about black love? Well, is that what I'm talking about? I'm not against it. I think, love is good with any group of people. But that's how they knock you off your game. And that's how these guys come in here. And, they've done this to me. And these trolls come in, they'll come in, they'll be, nice black guys come in. Oh, yeah, we think we should be all hunky dory, and then come in there and just kind of sideswipe me a little bit. There's trolls of every kind. White supremacists, really? I'm not a white supremacist if I have a black wife, idiot. That makes no sense. If I was a white supremacist, I would be just around white people, period. That makes no sense. People are so stupid. Probably one Kevin's kittens. Who knows? I don't know. I get some strange people in here. Ask me the dumbest thing to try to knock me off the message. Well, I'm not going to stop the message. Invest, ladies. Open up your options. You should. Black women are the best choice. I know you're at wit's end. Okay, thanks. Yeah, but hey, I'm dating out, and yeah, I'm going to get out of my box. Sorry, I'm going to talk about black women. I'm going to tell you how much I love them, and yes, I'm going to say honest, wonderful things about them. I'm going to put it out there, and you know what? I'm going to share my story with my black wife, and you know what? I'm going to do it, and I'm going to continue to do it. And all these haters can come in and say whatever, but you know what? I'm living the blessed life, and they're not. And I bet these trolls that come in and show hate, I bet whatever woman they're with, they're not even married to. I bet I bet they're pump and dumpers. I bet they don't even value a woman. I bet they don't even know what true love is. And here's the thing, that's the problem with society. Do you know what true love is? I know you guys that watch me know what it is, but a lot of people don't. They think it's having sexual relationships with multiple women. That's what they think love is. They don't understand that love is putting somebody's needs and wants and happiness above your own. That's true love. True love is loving your wife like Christ loved the church. That's true love. Your wife is a mammy. Okay, here they come. All right. Do I need to show you the door too? I don't know what that means. My wife's a mammy. Okay. Now you want to insult my wife. Yeah, you need to disappear. You know what? This person probably wish he had a wife. That's why he's coming in attacking. Because you trolls like to attack, right? When somebody's blessed. Ah, stupid people. I bet these trolls have no win. No, they don't. They you know, these trolls coming in, they're admiring me. They love me. They can't get enough of me. You know, they're probably trying to compete with black women for guys like me. I don't know. They're weirdos. Yeah, don't talk about Queen Sandy. That's right. You know, my wife is a blessing from God. God sent my wife to me, and I'm blessed. And of course, you will talk about me and my wife because you're an idiot. I mean, it is what it is. And these trolls, that's what they do. They like to attack. They like to attack. And see, ladies, the devil's out there. Just these trolls. They're trying to make my message go away. They're trying to make my marriage look bad because they're haters, because they're not happy themselves. And they don't want you to be happy, ladies. They want you to be in the box and not have any options but them when they're ready for you. That's what they want. So they can be prideful and say, "Hey, look at us. We're the most desired." What's that even mean? Be the most desired, but let women go where they want to go. Let let them find love where love is. You know why are you going? I don't know. These trolls are crazy. I wonder if I'll get some more in here. Invest. Let's push this movement. Let's start this movement right now. The investment movement. It's already started, but let's promote it. Let's push it forward. I'm not sure. Last resort. What? Yeah. Yeah, let's and you know what, guys? You see that stupid troll that come in here attacking my wife? You know, and it's sad because me and my wife were talking about her doing a little show or something. But she don't want to deal with trolls. And you know what? It's sad because you got haters in there that will go in and attack her. And I don't want her to do it anyway because she'll have to deal with idiots like that. Me, I don't care. They can come in and say what they want. But to my wife, I mean, I'll still have my wife on, with me there. I'm not going to have her by herself because these idiots will go in her harder than me in a heartbeat. Oh, thank you for the support. Yeah, why would a man attack another man's wife? Why? That's the weakest. That's the weakest thing you can do. That's not even a man. That's just a. I don't know what that is. There's people I can't stand that I would get in an argument with, but I would never attack their wife. I would never attack their children. That's just something you don't do. But some people have no shame. And they're mad because investments going on and they're going to be left behind with their hate. Yeah, it is jealousy. That's not a man, that's a boy playing dress up. Yep, you said it. And he is. Um, Someone said, "What did he say?" Oh, he called my wife. He said, "Your wife's a mammy." What is that? The other guy says, "How am I fighting? helping my wife's family fight white supremacy. I I don't know. They asked weird questions to try to get me off topic, to get me off message. They try to knock you sideways so you're disillusioned, and then they go in and attack you. That's what they do. That's you know, and there'll be some subscriber trolls that come in that'll you know act nice and then attack. I've had that ever since I started my channel. Um, I mean, it is what it is. They can't see a blessing. They can't accept that two people of a different racial group can love each other and be happy. They hate it. Don't it? Yeah. I yeah, block. I just I don't know. They're just idiots. But anyway, whatever. But invest, guys. Invest. And those of you guys that you know are in love with black women, show it. Tell them. You know. Yes, block and delete. Yeah, I blocked them and deleted them. They're just mad. Actually, they're my biggest fans. They fantasize about me. They like watching me talk, and yeah, that's true. Trolls have no jobs or women. Yeah, but anyway, um, but that's my message today: investing in the black woman, and you know what? Showing your love, guys. I'm talking to you. You know, show these ladies you love them. And I know you guys that watch my channel, you're in relationships with black women. Some are dating, some are married. You know, investment and be proud of your investment. You made the right choice. Don't be timid. You know, don't worry about those trolls. They come and go. That just is what it is. Um, anyway, I've been ranting almost an hour now. Um, I'm going to drop the link if you guys want to come on. If I don't recognize you, uh, and I don't let you in, it's not that I have any problem with you. I just might not know you. Uh, and if I accidentally upload a troll, I'll delete right away. Nobody's coming on tonight that I don't know. You know, I mean, if you come on and it's open if you guys want to come on. You enjoy my rants? I enjoy my rants too. I like complaining about trolls and making fun of them. You know, they have nothing else better to do. It's late at night. They're not coming for the message. They're coming to destroy the message. if if they come Sunday, maybe they'll get religion. Yeah, yeah. Maybe if the trolls come in, maybe they'll hear me talk about scripture. Maybe they'll get become born again. Maybe they'll get saved. Who knows? Speaking of that, I'm going to have a prayer meeting tomorrow at 4 p.m. Eastern time. Um, oh, the link's up here on the screen. Sparkle of Light. It's up here on the. It's highlighted up here. All you do is you hit the link and it'll bring you right up. You can do it with your computer or cell phone. Um, does everybody see the link? Yeah, it's in the chat also, but I highlighted it. So you guys, I'll put it up here again in the chat. So all you got to do is hit it. It's real easy. If you want to come on, I'll put it again. Oh, you see it? Okay. Yeah, it's there. So if you guys want to come in, I'll give you guys a few minutes if you want to come on. And my Oh, there's Monita. Hello, Monita. Hello? Hey, Monita. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear
Oh,
you.
oh, okay. Sorry. I
Reverb again.
huh?
It's reverb again. Hold on.
Oh, okay.
Can you hear
I
me?
Yeah, I hear you great now. Yeah.
Okay, hold on 1 second. I'm getting backlash.
Oh, okay. No worries.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay. I figured out what the backlash is. So whenever I go in from StreamYard, and it might be the same for someone else, I'm I'm looking at you, viewing you through YouTube, but it seems like another mic opens up whenever I click on StreamYard to enter the like the whatever room.
Oh,
Um and so I have to go back and mute the video on YouTube and then just let the StreamYard come through.
yeah. Yeah, cuz it's like you're doing it twice cuz you're watching on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what you're doing. I know what you're talking about. I've done that before and it gives you an echo cuz it's feeding
Yeah.
it through the microphone back.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I was doing that on one show. I was like, "What's going on?" And then I shut it off like you did and it was fine. Uh
Yeah. I figured it out finally.
oh, nice. Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
have a question for you, Brett.
Okay.
So you remember you said last week before you went on vacation that you try to respond to emails and stuff with if people reach out to you, and you are a man of your word, because I have reached out to you regarding a question or two and you've invited me back on the platform or what have you. So I
Uh-huh.
appreciate that. So you really do, you're a man of your word, you do what you say. And so the question that I had that impacted me when I actually emailed you last week was my first interracial relationship was at 20. Remember me telling you that? When
Yeah.
the young
Yeah.
man was 21. And I had a
Yes.
question that night in the chat, but I figured maybe you can answer it tonight or someone else can interject. So, my
Okay.
dad at the time did not agree with interracial dating. And my mom, she was okay with it, but she was really uncomfortable with me dating this young man. At the time, I was in college and he was in the military, and
Yeah.
a couple of things had happened when we had gone out, like racist things, like his car being vandalized and stuff. And that's what made my mother uncomfortable. It wasn't
Oh,
that she
yeah.
had a problem with the race, she just didn't feel safe. So this was back in, 19 early 90s, late 80s, early 90s. And so
Oh,
I'm
okay.
from a town in North Carolina. And so basically, my dad did not agree with
Yeah.
it at all. And when the young man finally decided to come to the house, we dated for, almost a year. And he kept asking, I want to meet your parents. I want to meet your parents. And when I was like, no, you cannot meet my parents. But I was actually in college at an HBCU. He would come to the HBCU and see me, historically black college, and
Yeah.
just,
Yeah.
we had a good time. But it was me who was really, really nervous. It was me who was very, very uncomfortable. So we stayed in and found a lot of places to go, like off the beaten path, so I wouldn't run into anybody, whatever. And then the
Yeah.
fact that we'd had some bad incidents, racial incidents, is he just wanted to protect me or me feel safe. So that was like the perfect storm. But bottom line, when he finally came to the house, he was like, you know what, I want to meet your parents. I don't feel like I feel like I'm sneaking around, this and that, yada yada yada. And we deserve to love each other. So when he came to the house, it was horrible. And
Mm.
when he drove up in the yard, my dad came to the door, and literally just fussed this young guy out. And I was standing behind my father in terror, and he slammed the door. And it was like, you're not going to see him or what have you. I just don't even really remember everything, but he basically restricted how much I could go out. And this was like my first year or second year in college. And so, so then at that point, we snuck around.
Yeah.
So years later, I continued to date interracially. Pretty soon, that put a damper on the relationship, needless to say. And the young man, he basically got orders to go somewhere else. And then we reconnected years, decades later. He found me on Facebook.
No,
And
yeah.
yeah, it just didn't work out because, I guess that window of time had closed and it was just too much. We both had gone on with our life, but we did talk about it. We did talk about that day and how it made him feel, how it made me feel. And years later, my father came back and apologized. And my question that night in the chat was, did you ever have someone to give you grief about dating your current wife, Miss Sandy? And then they came back and said, you know what, Brett, I'm sorry. I apologize. And if they did, how did that make you feel? Because my father later on ended up being a supporter of me dating, interracially, met some of my, boyfriend or two after I had dated this young man of another race, and so, and he apologized to me, but I don't know why he responded like he did that day. I don't know what he had gone through in terms of making him respond that way or what, but it just kind of it it was a trajectory that put two people, I feel like, on different tracks, because
Yeah.
of his behavior that day. But he went back and apologized. It was years later, but I guess I don't know what he was struggling with at that time, but I guess he got over it over a period of time. And I'm not even going to say it was about me dating interracially. I don't know what he had run into in his life where
Yeah.
he had to live through segregation or whatever else. But at that time, when I started dating interracially, he was not ready for that, even though it was my life. So I just wanted to know, in saying all that, did you ever have someone to give you grief about dating your wife or marrying your wife and then come back and recant and say, you know what, I was wrong. I
Yeah.
apologize.
Yeah, I did. Not not like a situation like you had, not that extreme. But I did. My grandmother, I don't think was for it. It's kind
Mm-hmm.
of funny because uh both my grandmothers didn't really like it, but my
Mm-hmm.
grandfathers were okay with it. In fact, my grandfather, he told me he was like excited I was getting married. He's like, "Man, I," he said, he was like, "Wow, I get to see my great grandkids before I leave," and he was thinking like that. My grandmother was like, asking my dad, why is he with her? Why did he go that way? Why is he? And my dad's like, he loves her. Leave him alone. Um, no, but that, I mean, she didn't talk to me that way. That what she said is, when she met Sandy, I was with my mom and my grandmother, and she's like, Sandy's nice and everything, but she's really dark.
Oh,
She
wow.
she told me that, she made that statement, and I was like, I couldn't even believe it. She said, I says, well, should I have gotten a lighter one instead? Sarcastically, and, and she was like, well, she is dark. And I'm like, why would you even say that? Why?
Wow.
And the crazy thing is that and she couldn't understand why I was mad at her, because she felt she was just stating the fact, right?
Mm.
Um, and it made me mad. It was hurtful, and it was. and
I'm pretty sure it did.
and and my mom was like, "Mom, don't say that. That's not." And my mom was going in on her too, because um, I guess being in a different time, but I and the crazy thing is when that happened, one of my friends made a joke and says, "You know, when you go for a black woman, you go all the way. She's really dark." And I was like, "Oh my god." And I just lost my mind because I had my grandmother and a friend hit talk about the same thing, and you're talking like my grandmother, a white lady, and a black man, my friend, right? I'm like, what the hell's wrong with these people? But
Wow.
it was weird. But anyway, to make a long story short, right? My my grandmother, later on before she passed, she's like, she told me, she says, and she apologized. She said, what I said, I didn't mean it, and I didn't even think about what I said. And she said, I didn't think your marriage would work because she said, with my cousins that got married, they all married white people, and none of their marriages worked, but mine is still going strong. And she told me, she says, you were right and I was wrong, and I apologize. She says, you and Sandy are an exception to the rule. You guys, are blessed. Um, and my thing was like, no, we're not exception to the rule. We just take value in our marriage vows. We take them serious. Um, and truth be told, actually, interracial marriages are lasting more than actually two black people or two white people. It's kind of interesting. So, and it's not the racial group of the people, it's the character of the people. Do you really love each other? And we do. Me and my wife do. So it's worked. Um, we, and I say the reason it works is because we put our love outweighs our any problems we have. You know, there's no problem bigger than our love, so we get through it. But yeah, I had that, and I felt good when she said that because it was like she seen the truth in it. She seen my wife was a good wife, and I am blessed, and you know, but it wasn't as extreme as your situation. And when I read it, and you told me, I felt bad. I was like, oh my god, that's horrible. But that's the way things were. I've seen a massive change from when I got married. I got me and my wife got married back in '94, and we've seen changes. I mean, you can interracially marry then, but it's more accepting. It's less of a stigma than it was back then.
I
But
agree.
yeah, but I mean, there's still haters. I mean, and that's
I
why I say,
agree.
us as white men or other men need to, if we're with black women, make it known. Be uplifting about it. Don't be timid. Don't try to hide it. Just do it. Um, I understand women have to keep it on the down low sometimes where they live or whatever. But us as guys, nobody's going to do nothing to us but maybe say something insulting over the internet. So I mean, I don't know. I guess, but that was part of my rant. But I do appreciate your story, and I'm sorry you had to go through that. Changing of the times and stuff. And
Yeah. Well, thank you for allowing me to share and come onto your platform. And I do enjoy your content and I enjoy the community that you've established. So I appreciate it. And I'm going to get off and give someone else time to get on. So
all
have
right,
a good
Monica.
night.
Hey,
Alrighty.
thanks for coming on. Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
Alrighty. Alrighty. Good night.
All right, have a good night. Okay. Hey, Mark. Sorry about that. We kind of.
That's all right. No, no worries. No worries. No, I had a similar situation to Manita. Obviously, when I met my ex-wife, there was a lot of hostility, and as I mentioned in a previous video, I disowned my family for 3 years. And it wasn't until one of my aunts contacted me saying, "Look, they're having a 50th birthday party, and they want me and my ex-wife there." We were a bit hesitant at the time to go, but we decided to turn up. And when we arrived, everyone came to say hello to us, except for my family. And they actually ostracised my family so much that it actually brought them round to actually start talking to us and getting to know my wife a lot better.
Oh wow. Yeah, we all of us that men in interracial relationships, we have similar stories to tell.
Mm,
Um, some little more extreme than others. But I've heard so many where, like you're saying, you had issues with your family, and
mm,
well, they didn't agree with your relationship. And with me, I was blessed. There was a few people that didn't like it, but overall, I didn't really face that like a lot of people do. So I can't really, I can relate, but then I really can't because I never
mm.
had it that bad. So, but
Yes, I'll give you some idea. Like one comment my father made. We were watching soccer at the time, and my dad called one of the opposition players a black. I won't swear online, but I was phoning my mother when I got home, and she says, "That's your attitude, then you're not my son."
oh wow,
Yeah, that's how bad it got with me. And it was after then that's when I decided I would disown them for 3 years.
oh wow, I that yeah
I
that
think
that's
Brent, I think what it was because it's like the older generation. They don't. They grew up in a time of obviously the 50s and 60s where there wasn't a lot of interracial couples and race mixing, and they didn't. I don't think they approved at the time.
yeah. Well, um, I've seen a change from the time when I was growing up, when I
Mm,
was dating back in the 80s. Uh, I remember, I had girlfriends that were afraid to bring me home, and I would push the issue. And there's been some situations that weren't all that great.
mm,
Um, my family was okay with it. Um, my 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 mom and dad already knew, you know, the the type of women I was interested in. They already knew that I had a thing for black women. They knew it when I was really young. So they knew it was coming. It's kind of funny how your parents know you better than you know yourself sometimes.
yeah,
But especially my dad. Oh my god, my dad knows me like, and I never figured it out. I understand now, but I mean, but yeah, I mean, I had little bits and pieces of people that didn't like it, or a couple issues here and there, but I never had like my family turn on me, or
mm,
you know anything like that. But yeah, the older generation has, they have more of a problem than the younger generation. Sure. Um, the most I've had some racial incidents, a couple of them, and they were with older women that didn't approve of me being with my wife.
wow,
Um, but that was, once in a blue moon type thing. It
mm,
wasn't the everyday norm, but yeah, the older generation, well, they grew up with segregation. They
of
grew up with
course.
a different philosophy on that,
Mm,
or they believe that we should be separated.
mm,
The crazy thing is I was watching TV, I was watching a documentary, and they were saying that there were interracial marriages back when we were the 13 original colonies, that it was happening, but then they established laws to stop it. So But I don't know. I don't know how that worked because we had slavery then too. So it was. I don't know. History's weird. I
I
mean,
know, I know.
yeah, but they're saying it happened, and I that blew my mind. I didn't know that. I mean, I knew there
Yeah.
was relationships, but
Mm.
people would hide it. It wasn't like they could come out in the open.
Yes, it's more underground, wasn't it?
Yeah, but there's still people against it. There's still people that believe we need to stay within our own kind. There's people
Mm.
that on both sides, black and white people. There's
Yeah.
black and white people that think we should be separated.
Yeah,
Um,
some of the arguments, sorry, Brent, some of the arguments I've heard against like being with a black woman is that we're diluting the black race.
yeah, but but that's crazy though, because they go in on black women, but black
Mm.
men do it twice as much.
I know.
So it don't make sense logically. Um, but I think that's just the haters that are getting that don't like it. I don't know. Um, but it's it's one of those things. I mean, all we can do is fight the good fight,
Exactly.
and that we should promote investment. Be proud
Mm.
of your wife or who you're with. Let the world know you love her. Why not?
Mm.
Maybe
Exactly.
we could put to bed some of this problems we have. We're never going to fix it. I mean, but we can make it better, I think. You know.
Totally agree.
Yeah, but I mean, yeah. But
Anyway, Brent, that's all I've got because obviously it's now 10 to 6 in the morning. I'm going to get some sleep.
all right. All right, Mark. Thanks for coming on and
No
yeah,
problem.
get some rest and
I'll speak to you soon.
all right, sounds good, buddy.
Cheers. See you soon.
Okay. All right. All right. So Manita and Mark came on. Nice talking to them. Um, but guys, open up your options, really. I mean, you want the best man or woman for the job. And ladies, this is important to you, you know, because you have more to lose when it comes to a relationship. You know, the man is supposed to provide, and if you choose the wrong man, you might have to do the providing. Um, but choose the right man, and there's nothing wrong with choosing a man that's successful. Okay, there's nothing wrong with choosing a man that works hard, that might have some wealth. That's okay. Of course, you gotta look at it strategically. As women, you need a man to provide. You do. Um, and it's a natural thing for the man to be the provider, and the woman, you know, clings to that provider, to the man that's working hard for her. And it don't have to be a rich guy, but a man that's providing and doing what he should as a man. And ladies, you gotta, there's nothing wrong with wanting someone that's successful. There's nothing wrong with someone that's got money because you're going to need those resources. I mean, let's be honest. You know, guys will say, "Well, she should love me whether I work at McDonald's or I'm a millionaire." I say, "Well, she could love you. I mean, but can she have be in a family with you? Can she be married with? Do you make enough to take care of her, yourself, the kids?" I mean, men should ask themselves that. If I want a wife, I gotta provide. I gotta be, at least have a job and provide a place to live and food and the basics. Um, and you know, women are going to gravitate to successful men. They're going to gravitate to men, and a lot of times they'll gravitate to real successful men that are making things happen. Um, to women, that's an attraction because they're doing what they're supposed to be doing. Um, and it can be like a guy that's a middle class guy, but he's working hard. He's providing, and I think that's what women want. And us as men, we need to be the providers, or else we're not going to feel right. It ain't going to be natural. Um, you know, but you got to get the best for the job. And us as guys, you don't want to search for women that are above you economically. I'm not saying you can't, and I'm not saying it ain't going to work, but naturally you feel better as a man when you're providing. And women will respect you more if you're providing rather than her providing. It's just a natural thing that we're supposed to do. Um, so I'd say women go for the best option. If you want a guy that's successful, that makes good money, as long as he loves you and takes care of you, you want to make sure you get the real well-rounded guy, right? And guys, set yourself up for success. And you want a woman that, if you're going to be happy, that depends on you a little bit, you know, either the same economic area or a little below. Because women, they can practice hypergamy, and they should. But us as guys, we shouldn't. We got to pull ourselves out and pull our wives with us. That that to me is what we should do. Um, anyway, I'm kind of getting off subject a little bit, but guys, we need to let black women know that we love them. Because if we're dating them and marrying them, you know, we need to say it. We need to make it known. Okay, and I wish there were more channels where guys would come out and talk about how they love black women, not just what they're attracted to, but actually having true love for black women. And then that's the investor. I'd love to have a channel of investors, white men, Hispanic men, Asian, that come on and talk about how they love black women. I wish we could have something like that. Maybe in the future we will, because we're out here. We love black women, and we are married to black women, and we have families with black women, and we chose that because we love black women. They're the best choice for us. And there's no reason to hide it. There's no reason to, you should be proud of that. You should be, uplifting to your wife. And then that's basically my rant on that. Um, and we've been on for an hour and 30 minutes. But guys, the message I want to get out there is, ladies, open up your options, okay? Um, choose who you want to date, choose who you want to marry, okay? Um, but have that option to where you can go anywhere, because you deserve to have the best option. And sometimes, in today's world, you're going to have to date out to get that best option. And guys, same thing for you. I mean, it's better to be in an ocean than in a pond. You know, have that option open. And, and black women are amazing. And, you know, and I tell you guys that all the time. And you know what? I should. And why not uplift a group of women that are doing amazing things? Why not uplift a group of beautiful women that are amazing? Why not? Why would I hide that? Why would I hide what's in my heart? You know? And that's the investor. The investor has a big heart for black women. The investor loves them. And the investor, will, that's what the investor wants. Now, not all of us investors are vocal about it or go on our platforms and talk about it. Some, keep it to themselves. Some just live their life and don't want no trouble. But I think in life, we do need a little trouble. In life, we do need a little conflict. In life, we got to fight the good fight. There's so many haters out there. We got to stand up to it because everybody should be able to have the option to be with who they want to be with, to love who they want to be with. And we got to stand up for that. And guys, you with black women need to stand up for black women. Okay. And I'm saying it to myself too. We need to do this, guys. We do. We need to stand up. Okay. Because that's our preference. That's who we love. And we need to show that. We need to go on there. And I think this is what I'm supposed to do is talk about this thing. Talk about black women, how they touch my life, how they've blessed me, how my wife is so wonderful, how she's such a great blessing. I feel I need to tell that story. I could sit and keep it to myself and not say nothing and be blessed. Yeah. But I think it needs to be said. I think black women need to give the love and respect they deserve, to get the praise they deserve. You know? And that's what the investor should be doing. Because the investor loves the black woman. The investor ain't out just for an experience. The investor ain't out there just fantasizing. The investor wants the black woman for his wife. That's the investor. So, ladies and gentlemen, I present you the investor. That's what the investor is. And I think we need to spread that. I think we need to promote that. I think we need to talk about it all the time. And you guys out there need to talk about it. I believe that. And I would love to talk about this issue with Ben. I I would like to see YouTube go into more of an investor with men talking about it. And I don't know when that's going to happen. I'm sure in the future it's coming, but it would be great to have a panel. And I know you ladies would like to see it. A couple white guys, maybe an Asian guy in there, maybe a Hispanic guy talking about, how they feel about black women, talking about what they love about them, what they value in them, you know. I would like to see that happen. Um, you know, because they're out there, the numbers are growing like crazy. But I'll be honest, us as white guys, we just not vocal about stuff like that. We just live our lives and don't want to be bothered, and that's the truth. And sometimes it don't need to be that way. Um, we're kind of white people today. We're kind of weird. We don't live in the collective like other groups of people do. We're kind of out doing our own thing and don't care. I mean, in a way that's good. In a way it's bad. I mean, I got family all over the place, and you know what? I can't even I can't get them over for a barbecue to save my life. Where black people, it seems that they come together easier and do stuff like that. Me and my brother have tried to do family reunions and we can't do it. But my wife's side of the family does it all the time. I've been to them. They're awesome. It's great. But anyway, I'm getting off into other things. But guys, I'm going to go and close this out. And thank you for joining me tonight. Thanks for listening to my rant. And I enjoyed talking to you guys. I enjoyed this live. I enjoyed Manita coming on. Thank you so much for coming on. Mark, you too, sir. I enjoy you guys. I love you guys. You guys on this channel, I love you guys, and you make me want to do this. You guys are a blessing. You guys are my friends. You really are. And I love you guys. I do. And I appreciate all the loving comments. I appreciate your input. I appreciate you guys emailing me and talking to me and asking me questions. Um, and if you do have questions, you can email me anytime. If you ever have any problems with what I'm saying, you want to go in on me, I have an email. You can, talk to me. And if you got some ideas, some criticism, I take all that. Okay. This channel ain't where it ain't at its full potential. There's a lot of work I got to do. Um, you know, right now, right now, the mission I have is putting out the word, sharing my blessing, telling the love and respect I have for black women, you know, telling the truth, the amazing things you ladies do. I don't think you guys get enough credit. I think a lot of people try to take away your accomplishments sometimes, and it's uh I just sometimes I feel I have to go in and just tell the truth about you, tell how amazing you are. And I believe I need to share my story. I need to share about my interracial marriage because there's people out there that don't know how much of a blessing it can be. You know, and I'm not knocking any other group. I'm not trying to get people just to date outside their race to do it. No, that's not my plan. What I want is people to have the opportunity and the freedom to do what they want. And if I had the power, I would stop anybody from shaming anybody from dating or marrying who they want to be. If I had the power, I'd stop it. Unfortunately, I can't control individuals, but what I can do is put the message out. What I can do is stand up to the BS and stand up for what I believe in. And people ain't going to like it. You know, people are going to come in on me on this. They're going to try to shut me up to where I don't talk about black women. You know, and especially me, they don't want me showing the message because I got a successful marriage. And I'm an older guy. I dated way back in the day. So I got history. I got experiences I can share with you guys. And a lot of people don't want that. A lot of people don't want me talking about that. But that's their problem. I'm going to. You know, this is my platform. And, I love having you guys here. And that's what makes it special. And I love having these panels where people come on and we talk and have a good time. And, and I want to share my life experience with you guys. And the reason I come out here and I talk about black women, how much I love them, you know, how much I value them and the quality of people they are, because I think that message needs to be put out there. If nothing else, to uplift you ladies, because you ladies are awesome. You guys are doing many things. And you know what? The stats are bearing it out. And sadly, there's people trying to fight that, trying to make it take your accomplishment and downgrade it to where people don't see what it is you're really doing, how awesome you really are. But anyway, I could talk all night about this. Um, anyway, guys, I'm going to go ahead and shut this down. Thank you for coming on tonight. Thank you for tuning in. Tomorrow I'm going to have a prayer meeting, 4 o'clock Eastern time. Everybody's welcome to come in there. And what I do is I just read some Bible scripture. I'm a Christian, and that's my way of serving God through YouTube. So I'll read some Bible scripture, and I might give a little testimony, and I'll put together a little message, and you guys are welcome to come in and go in the comment section. I'll even, put up the link if you want to come on and talk. And I leave that open in case you want to tell a testimony. case you want to say a prayer or even just talk. Okay. I do that every Sunday. And everybody's welcome. Okay. I don't get as many views there, but it's not everybody on my channel is a Christian. But everybody's welcome to come in and tune in. Okay. Everybody's welcome. So I'm just put that out there. And then tomorrow night, depending on how I feel, I might do a live or I might just do a video. We'll see what's going on. I got a busy day after the prayer meeting, but I'll put something forward. But anyway, guys, thank you for coming on. Thank you for your support. Thank you for your prayers and all the love you've shown me. And, I do appreciate you. And you guys are a blessing. And I'll see you tomorrow night. Or not tomorrow night. I'll see you tomorrow evening, okay, for the prayer meeting. And then tomorrow night, I'll do a video or I might go live. If you guys really want me to go live tomorrow, I will. But, we'll see what happens. I'll probably do a live show. Yeah, I'll go live. Okay. But anyway, good night, you guys. God bless. Okay. All right. Good night, everyone. God bless you and your families. And I'll see you at the prayer meeting at 4:00 if you want to come. And then I'll do a live later that night. And anyway, but God bless you and your families, and I'll see you soon.